There are moments in life when the universe speaks so clearly that it can no longer be ignored. October 18th is one of those moments. The number 888 has been appearing everywhere, on clocks, receipts, screens, and for many it feels mysterious, even unsettling. But it is not a warning, it is an awakening. I am Shiheng Yi. Today, I will guide you through the hidden message behind 888, unfolding why it appears now, and how it connects not just to cosmic alignment, but to the balance within your own body, mind, and spirit. This is not superstition, this is rhythm, the rhythm between cycles ending and new strength arising. Throughout history, numbers were not seen as mere digits. In ancient China, the number 8 symbolized infinite flow, the bridge between heaven and earth. The triple form, 888, was believed to mark the moment when energy completes one circle and begins another. On October 18th, this sequence carries a distinct vibration. It calls you to step into mastery, to realign your daily actions with the silent wisdom of your soul. In this video, you will learn why this message has chosen you, how it mirrors the teachings of Shaolin discipline, and what signs in your own life are already echoing this transformation. You will see that 888 is not outside you, it is within you, pulsing through every breath, every choice, every quiet moment of awareness. So take a breath, let your mind settle, stay until the end, because this message is meant to be felt, not just understood. Welcome to Shaolin Soulfire. If you find depth and clarity here, join our journey, subscribe and walk this path of awareness with us. When a student once asked me what power the number 8 holds, I smiled and drew it in the sand. Then I turned it sideways. Now, I said, it is no longer a number, it is a path without end. The number 8 has been revered for centuries, not because of superstition, but because of what it mirrors within the human spirit. Its continuous curve represents balance in motion. One line flows upward, one downward, meeting in perfect harmony. It teaches that all things gain and loss, joy and pain, creation and dissolution are part of one eternal rhythm. In Chinese philosophy, the number 8 resonates with Fa, the vibration of prosperity, expansion, and flow. But prosperity, in the Shaolin way, is not merely material. It is the flourishing of discipline, the abundance of inner peace, the wealth of awareness that comes when the mind no longer clings. The monk who cultivates stillness possesses a fortune that no storm can steal. Now when the number appears as 888, its power multiplies. It becomes a triad, a perfect union of body, mind, and spirit. The first 8 awakens the physical world, reminding you to care for the vessel that carries you. The second 8 opens the mental realm, urging you to align thought with truth. The third 8 calls to the spirit, guiding you toward transcendence, toward the infinite loop of becoming and returning. When these 3 align, you enter the current of the Tao itself, the eternal flow where action arises effortlessly and life becomes a reflection of inner mastery. The triad of 8s is not a sign to chase, but a mirror to study. It appears when your inner and outer worlds are preparing to merge into harmony, when you are ready to live as both the river and the still water beneath it. There are times when the world outside and the world within move in rhythm, and those who are awake can feel the pulse of it. October 18th is such a moment. It is not just another date on a calendar. It carries a resonance that connects with the vibration of 888. Together they form a pattern, like a bell struck 3 times in perfect timing. In ancient traditions, monks observed how the universe speaks through rhythm, seasons, breaths, sunrise and dusk, the quiet turning of the moon. When numbers and moments align, they are not random occurrences. They are messages hidden in plain sight. October 18th marks the threshold between cycles, where one energy concludes and another begins. It calls for awareness, not anticipation, for being here, not waiting for what's next. The signal of this day does not demand action in the outer world. Instead, it asks for stillness within. The timing whispers, pause, breathe, and listen. Awareness itself is the message. Those who rush miss it, those who slow down receive it. Discipline makes this possible. A wandering mind cannot hear the rhythm of time. The Shaolin way teaches that the true master does not fight time or chase destiny. He moves with it. When the date and the number converge, it is as if the universe reminds you synchrony begins when you align your thoughts, actions, and breath with what is, not what could be. October 18th, then, is not predicting an event. It is mirroring your readiness for transformation. It arrives when your spirit is prepared to see patterns you once ignored. The divine message is simple yet profound. This is the moment to wake up to your own timing, to stand where you are and realize that alignment has already begun. A young disciple once asked his master, "Why must we rise before dawn every day? Why repeat the same movements until our muscles tremble?" The master replied, "Because the one who commands his body will one day command his destiny." This is the first truth of the Shaolin path. Discipline creates freedom. It may seem like a paradox, yet it is one of life's deepest laws. When you master the small choices, the breath you take, the posture you hold, the thoughts you allow, you free yourself from the chaos that governs most minds. Structure, practiced with awareness, becomes liberation. The number 888 often appears when life calls you to strengthen this structure. Each 8 represents a cycle of control and release, discipline and flow. Together, they remind you that abundance does not arrive by chance. It unfolds through rhythm. To receive more from life, you must first refine the vessel that holds it. When you rise early to still your mind, when you keep promises made to yourself, when you choose patience over impulse, you open invisible doors. The universe responds to that order, not to wishful thinking. The triad of 8 signals that your next stage of growth depends not on external miracles, but on internal command. This is not a warning to fix what is broken, but a gentle reminder to step into your power. You have already trained for this moment through every struggle, every lesson, every pause between breaths. Now the discipline you once resisted becomes the key to your freedom. Freedom is not the absence of boundaries, it is the mastery of them. Like a river guided by its banks, your discipline directs the current of your energy toward purpose, peace, and prosperity. 888 marks the moment when that current begins to flow without resistance. A master once said, "The strongest warrior is not the one who conquers mountains, but the one who conquers his own wandering mind." In the monastery, before a student learns combat, he learns stillness. Before he is given a weapon, he is given silence. Through silence, he discovers a simple but powerful truth. Energy flows where attention goes. In the language of numbers, 888 carries the same teaching. It is a symbol of endless flow, yet it asks, what are you feeding with your flow? Each 8 loops back into itself, mirroring the path of attention. When your focus scatters toward fear, desire, or distraction, your energy drains. When you return attention inward to breath, movement, and purpose, you restore your inner strength. The Shaolin way begins here. Awareness is the root of all mastery. You cannot control what you do not first observe. By watching your thoughts without judgment, by noticing what captures your mind throughout the day, you begin to reclaim your energy. This awareness is not dramatic. It is steady, quiet, and precise, like a monk balancing on one leg in the wind. 888 appears as a reminder to turn your gaze inward. The outer world may tempt you with signs, promises, or fears, but the true signal lies within your awareness. Ask yourself, where am I placing my energy? What am I nourishing with my focus? These questions are not for the mind to answer quickly. They are for the spirit to feel deeply. As focus refines, clarity follows. You begin to act with intention, speak with purpose, and live with presence. This is how the flow of 888 becomes alive within you. When awareness no longer drifts like a leaf on water, but moves as the water itself, calm, directed, and unbreakable. In the quiet of the training hall, a young monk struggled with a heavy wooden staff. He pushed with all his might, but it resisted. The master watched in silence, then whispered, "Strength alone will not move it. Learn to yield, to flow, and it will follow." This is the essence of Shaolin balance. The union of hard and soft, effort and ease. Physical strength without gentleness becomes rigidity, softness without discipline dissolves into weakness. True mastery walks the line between these forces, moving like water around stones, persistent, adaptable, and alive. The number 888 carries this same teaching. 3/8 remind us that life flows in cycles of giving and receiving, pushing and yielding, building and releasing. When this sequence appears, it often signals a moment where balance is calling, a phase to harmonize action and patience, ambition and surrender. It is not a warning of danger, nor a message to resist life's pressures. It is a gentle nudge. The next stage of growth asks you to embody equilibrium. Balance manifests first within. Your mind must be both alert and calm. Your body must be both strong and relaxed. Your spirit must be both active and receptive. The triad of eights mirrors this dance. Each loop flows seamlessly into the next. A reminder that extremes are illusions and harmony is cultivated through awareness and practice. To live this principle is to move through life with grace under pressure, to act decisively without force, and to rest fully without hesitation. The moment of 888 is an invitation to examine where rigidity or over-yielding may have taken hold, and to recalibrate. When you answer this call, you step into a deeper rhythm, a current where strength and softness coexist, guiding you toward a state of effortless mastery, ready to meet the world fully prepared yet gently present. There is a moment each day when the world softens and the mind can finally pause. In that quiet, subtle signs reveal themselves, like the repeated appearance of 888. Numbers are not merely symbols, they are whispers from the rhythm of life, waiting for a still mind to hear. To recognize this signal, begin by simply stopping. Sit or stand in a comfortable position. Close the eyes if you can, and bring attention to the breath. Notice the rise and fall of your chest, the gentle movement of your body, the sensation of air entering and leaving. Each breath becomes a bridge, connecting the external moment with the inner flow. Stillness matters, because the messages of the universe rarely shout. They arrive in the pauses, the quiet spaces between thought and action. When you slow down, the hidden currents of awareness become visible. 888 is one such current, a pattern pointing to abundance, alignment, and mastery, but only if you are attentive enough to sense it. Here is a simple exercise to deepen this awareness. On your next inhale, visualize the number 8 rotating in front of your mind's eye, infinite in its loop. Feel the energy of completion and renewal. On your exhale, let the number dissolve into your body, allowing its flow to move through you, cleansing tension and opening receptivity. Repeat this 3 times, letting each rotation connect you to the rhythm of your own inner world. In this practice, ancient wisdom meets the subtle signal of numerology. Meditation teaches patience, observation, and presence. The number 888 teaches the same, but in a language that your heart can feel. Together, they remind you that mastery is not always a grand act. It begins in these quiet moments, when awareness meets the pulse of the universe and you learn to move with its gentle, unwavering flow. There is a subtle difference between receiving and becoming. The number 888 carries this lesson quietly, yet powerfully. In numerology, it often signals abundance, alignment with life's purpose, and rewards for dedication. But the Shaolin path teaches that true abundance is rarely measured in possessions or titles. It is measured in presence, clarity, and the steady unfolding of one's own mastery. Abundance, in its deepest form, begins within. It is the mind that does not waver under pressure, the spirit that remains calm when circumstances shift, the body that responds with strength and grace. It is a flow of energy that moves in harmony with life rather than resisting it. When 888 appears, it asks you to notice these currents within yourself. Where is your energy focused? Where do you act with purpose? And where do you scatter your efforts? Alignment follows naturally from this awareness. When thought, word, and action flow from the same center, each choice resonates with intention. The triad of eights reminds you that mastery requires balance, not just in action, but in the relationship between effort and ease, giving and receiving, strength and softness. 888 is not a message of get more in the external sense. It is an invitation to be more, to cultivate patience as a weapon, mindfulness as a guide, and discipline as freedom. It is a call to rise above the distraction of fleeting gains and to root yourself in steady, deliberate presence. The number whispers your inner work is seen, your effort is recognized, and the next phase of growth is unfolding. Abundance is not delivered, it is lived. Mastery is not granted, it is claimed through daily practice, reflection, and awareness. When you embrace this, the flow of 888 moves through you effortlessly, transforming ordinary days into a continuum of purpose and quiet power. The universe often speaks softly, and 888 on October 18th is one of those whispers. The first step is simple. Notice, see the number, feel its presence, and receive it not as a warning but as an invitation. It is a gentle hand guiding you inward toward awareness and readiness. Next comes practice, not grand gestures but small deliberate acts. A single disciplined breath in the morning, a mindful pause before speaking, a moment to straighten posture, to center the mind. These micro practices may seem insignificant, yet each one is a seed. The Shaolin tradition teaches that mastery grows from countless small choices, repeated with attention and care. Strength, clarity, and calm are forged in these quiet, persistent moments. The third step is alignment. Your inner awareness must reflect outward. Notice where your energy flows in daily life, what demands your attention unnecessarily, what deserves your focus. Allow yourself to let go of what no longer serves you, to hold lightly what is precious, and to invest fully in what nourishes your growth. The number 888 reminds you that balance between action and surrender is the path to flow. Finally, observe the subtle changes. Opportunities emerge, not as loud announcements, but as gentle doors opening to those who are ready. Your thoughts feel lighter, your decisions clearer, your presence steadier. This is the work of inner mastery, quiet, patient, and profoundly transformative. The message of 888 is strong, yet the work is subtle. By recognizing the sign, practicing daily attention, aligning your life, and observing the unfolding, you participate in a rhythm older than time. Each step moves you closer to freedom, clarity, and abundance, not outside but within. In these small, deliberate acts, the universe meets your readiness and life begins to flow with a new, unshakable harmony. There is a shadow to every light, and even a powerful sign like 888 can be misunderstood. Many see it as a promise of sudden wealth, a shortcut to success, or a warning of looming danger. But these interpretations distort its true meaning. The number is not a magic key to external outcomes. It is a mirror, reflecting the state of your mind and heart. In the Shaolin path, mastery is never found in chasing illusions. Distractions, ego grasping, and the desire for immediate results are the pitfalls that divert energy from true growth. A student who seeks glory or material gain without cultivating inner discipline finds only frustration. The shadow appears in impatience, in comparisons, in allowing the mind to scatter after every fleeting signal. 888 calls for grounding. The work it points to is subtle and often invisible to the eyes of the world. Daily practices, repeated with focus and care, anchor the spirit. A single mindful breath, a deliberate movement, a small act of integrity. These are the steps that lead to real transformation. Skipping these in favor of grand promises or chasing signs outside yourself is the surest way to remain lost in illusion. Balance between effort and surrender is essential. The number reminds you to honor your structure, your routines, your commitments, your inner cultivation. When distractions arise, observe them without attachment. When the ego whispers of shortcuts or instant rewards, return to the steady rhythm of your practice. 888 is not a warning. It is an invitation to refine, to focus, to walk steadily along the path of inner mastery. The obstacles are always present, but awareness and discipline illuminate the way. By staying grounded, nurturing small practices, and resisting the lure of external illusions, you honor the true message hidden in the number that mastery, abundance, and clarity emerge from patient, persistent alignment within. Life offers few true gateways, and 888 on October 18th is one of them. It is not merely a moment to notice, but a doorway into a way of being, a framework where mastery becomes a daily practice, not a distant goal. The number calls for presence, awareness, and steady commitment. It asks you to move beyond fleeting inspiration and step into the rhythm of life itself. In the Shaolin tradition, mastery is cultivated through continual practice, not grand gestures. Each day offers small opportunities, the disciplined breath, the mindful step, the moment of still observation. Growth is modest, almost imperceptible at first, yet cumulative. Awareness evolves slowly, like water carving stone, gentle but unstoppable. This is the essence of a life lived in alignment, where each action, each thought is guided by clarity rather than impulse. 888 signals that you are ready to adopt this lifestyle fully. It is a reminder that transformation is not something that will happen to you, it is something you enact. The universe offers patterns, signs, and guidance, but the cultivation of presence, the refinement of attention, and the embodiment of balance come through your own steady effort. This moment is an invitation to begin anew, to deepen practices already in place, to observe your own inner currents with patience and care. It asks you to treat discipline not as restriction, but as the foundation for freedom, to see repetition not as monotony, but as the path to mastery, to embrace balance not as compromise, but as a natural state of alignment. By stepping into this framework, you move beyond seeking external rewards or signs. You enter a life where clarity, purpose, and inner power become the measure of abundance. 888 is not a number. It is a living invitation to embody mastery as a way of life, moment by moment, breath by breath, step by step. Everything we have explored today, the number 888, the significance of October 18th, the wisdom of ancient teachings, comes together as a single invitation. It is not a warning nor a prediction, but a quiet nudge from life itself, guiding you to pause, reflect, and notice the currents within. Take a moment now, sit quietly, breathe, and ask yourself, what does this mean for me? What areas of your life need attention, alignment, or balance? What small, disciplined actions can you commit to today that honor your growth and awareness? This is your message. This is your time. This is your step. The flow of 888 is not a fleeting sign. It is a reflection of your readiness to embrace presence, clarity, and mastery in everyday life. Each breath, each choice, each moment of mindful attention becomes a thread in the tapestry of your transformation. May this sign lead you into a deeper connection with yourself, a clearer understanding of your purpose, and a quieter, steadier power that carries through everything you do. Let it remind you that mastery is not a distant goal, but a living practice, cultivated one intentional act at a time. If you feel the depth of this message, allow it to take root and grow. And as you walk this path of awareness, join us here at Shaolin Soulfire. Like this video, subscribe to the channel, and continue exploring the ancient wisdom and practices that guide us toward inner mastery, balance, and peace.